Alright, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is the July 4th, 2020, the American Independence Day. I got a party going to later on tonight. But for right now, we're going to get a playthrough here on video number 14 of the complete playthrough for Horizon Zero Dawn. And what we're doing here is, in the last video, we were trying to find the way to this vantage point. I think we've got to go up through the city.
Now to find out what caused this.
Because we tried to go down south of the city and it just didn't work. So there is a, and I think I see a path forward right there. Yep, here. I'm gonna go grab this vantage point. Ooh, that's a, yeah, Sunstone Rock. There's a quest there that we can have to do later.
Here, I can look into the past with my focus.
A pocket shitstorm tore day 7. I was 3 months out of rehab when we went camping out here. Wyatt went to sleep early. So it was just the two of us when we stayed up and watched the Perseids. After, as we talked about the stars and space tech, I suddenly knew what I wanted to do with my life.
So that was the bandit camp we liberated. Let's go do this corrupted zone, and then we'll I think the plan is to do the Great Hoard.
You'll like what I have for sale, I promise. Would you like to buy something today? Don't pass up these goods.
Promise. Take a look at these wares. Only the finest goods here. See for yourself.
My family might still be alive, and you're going to stand here and do nothing?
Oh, that's not bad. We're not going to do that. Where
tries to kill this thing.
yeah, this is where the battle took place again. There's this fire. trapper.
You're not gonna like this.
Hate Flint Hawk.
It's over. Fight's on. Ah.
Alright, so we got that taken care of. Anything else we need to do before we go to the grave Lord? We'll do that later. We'll do that after the bandit camper. Alright, on to the grave Hoard.
I'm going in.
I can get out of this. That does it. They're inside too. Operation Enduring Victory. What did that mean? Whatever it was, doesn't seem to have turned out very well. Battle. Frozen in ice and time.
Titan inbound, same play as Akron. Base defense locks it down. We engage, sever the limbs, blast out the fountains.
Another day in the life. Reconcile, we close. Anthony be on point. Hoorah!
Are you getting this, Silence? Silence?
Looks like quite an enduring victory we put our foot in today. Contact in 30 seconds.
Hey, think that's enough time for Sobek to finish Zero Dawn?
If this is really it, I gotta say, it's been an honor to serve beside these tanks.
Here it comes.
Grease for contact!
Say again, Lieutenant.
I got some. Titan is through the defenses. Still an approach.
A live one, and he's pissed.
We got no mobility in here. It'll punch right through us.
We hold the hedge at all costs, then push back out.
Silence, you getting this?
What is it?
All these soldiers. They died here.
People die all the time. I'll keep going and find something interesting.
So this site here was the site basically humanity's last stand.
Must have been where the soldiers slept. Like the lodge in Mother's Heart, I guess.
Log. Third Battle of California Marine. The swarm came in from the Pacific, and I don't know if it was the local Minutemen or the crazy 15th, but they'd set the garbage patch alight. Man, the sea was on fire. That stuff was... The first wave of bots came in covered in burning sludge. It bought us an hour or two of slaughtering them on the beaches before the swarm recalculated. We pulled them inland, back through the Kalmar sprawl. Dropped buildings on them, EMP'd the grid. Standard operating procedure. The last time I was in California, I was 5, 6? The light was like that vintage social net filter that was everywhere in the 40s. first battle of the eastern seaboard wall. Had a long run up to it. This was before Kalmar, and projections were a lot worse for the east. For 3 weeks, we kept getting scrambled out to some coastal burg to train Minutemen. It was always raining on account of Europe already being torched. Block after block of prefab barracks. They were still printing barracks right up until the hour the main force hit. The Minutemen? We ran combat drills with them in the streets where they'd lived, trying to pretend they might live to die somewhere else if they paid attention. Nothing worse than the ones who actually bought into it. Hopeful, pestering us with questions about Zero Dawn like we know something they don't. I swear, the more we do this, the more like the bots we are. Except they learn from every fight. And us? I'm not so sure.
What was this place?
Recalls, I've been instructed to remind you of Article 115 of base policy regarding unauthorized use of processor cycles. Specifically 115C. Any holographic simulation not directly related to operational training or efficiency. Consider yourself reminded, and enjoy your gaming.
Thanks for the mails, you. Time goes fast on active duty. 4 months with the wrecking recalls, I don't know, 20 drops. In and out of the West Coast, fighting with these civilian enlistees, scrappy guys and gals. Their training is basically, here's a DEW, when you see a bot, hit it. But somehow it's all coming together. Between us and the 6th MRB, we took down Hoard at Lithium Beach. Pulled out before its buddies arrived, but to see a big one go down, I hope you made the news, honey. Showed everyone we're gonna have a shot at turning this around. We just need to give Project Zero Dawn the time it needs, then everything will be the way it used to be. I know it's been days, honey. I'm so sorry. Deployments are getting real long and tougher every time. The swarm's getting better at predicting us. Less of us now, and we have to put in 10 times the work for everyone gone. Like a family business on hard times, only this isn't my family. It's not with you. I still try to see you, the life we had, in the eyes of the people out there. I remember when they were glad to see us, when they still had hope. It all seems to be slipping away. I don't even recognize the places we're defending. The only thing I know I'm still fighting for is you. The Zero Dawn to turn this around. Whatever the hell that is.
So you can hear them. Obviously a couple days apart, or however many days apart it was between the two messages that this soldier had sent to his wife. Obviously some hope in the first one and more despair in the second. And this is kind of a little mini story here and there.
The furnishings were metal. How'd they ever get comfortable? It was the metal world. Guess they were used to it. Red light. Guess that means no power. haven't seen one of these since I was a little kid. It must be some kind of code. Oh, that's informative. Three power lines, resources. That makes one. That's two. One more.
Hey, y'all wanted to how I remember the geotherm system reboot? Goes like this. Bird flies north in summer, east in spring, west in fall, and south in winter. Didn't expect to hear nature poetry from the lips of Mike the GT Tech now, did you? As usual, I defy expectations.
Sounds like that did it. Tools being used. Devices. No eclipse. Must be another way. I keep finding these power cells. What do they do? It's them, all right. They're not looking for answers. Just weapons.
I once fought for the sun.
fight begun. Forget about traveling light.
Status report. 9th Mechanized Response Brigade, Commanding Officer Lieutenant Fiona Morrell. Unit morale continues to be adversely impacted by outbound engagements against the Pharaoh Plague, especially when said engagements occur in sectors where civilian guard enlistees have been heavily engaged. The scope and nature of fatalities suffered by civilian guard and unarmed civilians in these sectors defy description. And witnessing it is generating a pervasive sense of hopelessness in the unit. Accordingly, I once again request that deployments of the 9th MRB be temporarily refocused on facilities that are mission critical to Project Zero Dawn. And once again, I request an immediate update on the status of Project Zero Dawn's timeline.
So a commander is sending out a message that obviously she's getting, you can hear the desperation in her voice and the frustration because her soldiers are falling and those who are left are becoming severely demoralized. So this here is a version of what we heard earlier. So take a listen to this.
Thanks for the mails, you. Time goes fast on active duty. 4 months with the wreck and recalls, fighting with these civilian enlistees, scrappy guys and gals, that's all coming together. Between us and the 6th MRB, we took down a horse. I hope you made the news, honey. Showed everyone we're turning this around. We just need to give Project Zero Dawn the time it needs.
So the overall the theme of that message wasn't really that much different. He was still hopeful. They just cut it down a little bit to maybe take out some details. But this one here is vastly different.
Ames, I know I mail you.
Wait, there's another one. Where is the other one? Oh yeah, right there.
I know it's been days, honey. I'm so sorry. Deployments are getting real long. We have to put into work for everyone. Like a family business. I still see you in the eyes of the people out there. They were glad to see us. They still had hope. I'm still fighting for you.
So obviously they edited his desperate email that he had sent to his wife, and it was just, they changed the entire meaning of it. And this was after she got the first one.
Ames, I know I mail you too much. I'm just proud of what you're doing. Everyone back home is. We got moved inland 10 kilometers, just as a precaution, they say. School's still in session, so I get to keep my eye on Andres and Reggie. We never know where or when you're fighting, but when the VTOLs go over, all the kids run out and wave. I believe in you. I know nothing's ever gonna be the same, but I believe in you. I believe in us.
This is the one that is heartbreaking.
Ames, I don't even know if you're alive anymore. The mails I get from you, they say they're from you, but they don't sound... They sound recycled. Phrases put together, and you don't say anything about the news I pass on. The containment zone, the rebreathers, the rioting, One Earth. What happened in the Dallas bubble, Ames, that wasn't the robots. They won't even give me a straight answer when I demand to know if you're still alive. They just say if your messages keep coming, then you're still operational. It's not fair, Ames. It's not fair that you won't be with me when the lights go out. I love you.
That's so sad.
So, in my previous video, I talked about this message here and how you deal in a war situation. And I just wanted to expand on that from what kind of my thoughts from the video a couple years ago. And it might even have more meaning in our world today, 2 years later now here in 2020 than it did in 2018. But when you're engaged in like a war situation and you're facing something that is unprecedented, and the realization comes over you that you're going to die, and that everyone around you is going to die. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't know how to deal with that. I've obviously never been through that kind of situation in my life. Maybe some people listening to this have. I don't understand how you deal with that. And I know this is a video game, and I know that the story is fictional. But it makes you really think is that when people who have lived in the real world, that have experienced, things like this, that where they know the end is here and that there's nothing they can do, that they're going to die, how do you make peace with that? And the one thing that I go back to though is I go back to June 4th or June 6th, 1944, the D-Day invasion, when the Allies landed on the Omaha and Normandy beaches. People asked all the time, and people wonder, how did those guys, all those soldiers, all those young men, how did they even have the courage to step off those boats, knowing that they were probably not going to live through the day, let alone possibly not even make the beach? That they've got all this gear, they've had this training, that door opens, and boom, some of them are dead. Some of them are dead before they even get off the boat. And I remember reading this article about this soldier who survived D-Day, and he said, we had already died to ourselves. We had committed ourselves to a cause greater than that of our own. And I think that that's something important to realize here, that was the opposite of what was happening with these guys. And we'll learn more if you're really watching this for the first time and you haven't experienced the whole story. I'm not gonna ruin it for you. But these guys didn't know. They didn't know what they were fighting for. They knew they were fighting for this Project Zero Dawn, but they didn't know what that was. And it became really, really difficult as morale dropped, as more and more people died fighting these machines. It was devastating, and I can't even imagine what it's like for a wife with 2 small children, knowing that the end is here, knowing that it's time that their time is done, their time on Earth is done, and that her husband's not going to be with her. I can't even imagine the heartache and the utter desperation, and looking into those children's eyes. You know, there's a scene in a movie that it really breaks my heart. It's in the movie Titanic, and it says the ship's going down, right before it's going down, and a lot of the third-class passengers are on the ship still, and it's that one mother is telling a goodnight story to her children. She knows she knows they're going to die, and that is just such a painful scene, because those kids are laying in bed. They don't know what's going on. They don't know they're about to die. And I can't imagine it as a parent myself, knowing that I would be helpless to save my children, even though I had them right there in front of me. I can't even imagine what these people went through. I mean, even though it's a video game, I cannot imagine the absolute horror that they had to go through here.
What is this?
That? It's a map.
A map of what?
Our world. The planet Earth, Aloy. It's not flat like you thought.
Why would I think that? During eclipses, the shadow cast on the moon is curved. So our world is a globe. And it looks like this, from a distance.
We'll discuss this another time. Back to the matter at hand.
The Faro robots were spreading across the world, eating everything up. Somehow, Elizabeth stopped them before it was too late. But how? I can't spare the weight. The eclipse. Tampering with the metal devil. But they don't think they can wake it, do they?
Watch out!
And this one can move. Can't carry more.
can't even imagine. Cannot imagine.
Should have brought a cart.
Dr. Sobek, as projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
Everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn is functionally complete. Good to go.
That enduring victory served its purpose after all.
Yes, if we'd had even one day less.
I've sent you an encoded file, Doctor. Please do me the favor of archiving it.
I'll see what I can do. What is it?
A brief statement. An allocution of crimes, I guess you'd call it.
To what are you admitting guilt?
Over the past 16 months, Doctor, I have presided over the greatest wholesale slaughter of military personnel and civilians in the history of history. Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Sorabella. Add them all together. They don't even come close.
You didn't do the killing, General.
No, not directly. But I didn't wind up the highest-ranked military commander in the United States by resisting the automation of the armed forces. Even before the swarm, Doctor, I was helping death along. So, instead of letting what I've done sink into the murk, forgotten, I sent a file with all the details. Let posterity judge my actions with clear vision.
I'll do as you ask, General. But you should consider that were it not for your actions, our actions, there wouldn't be any posterity to judge us.
Perhaps. Dr. Sobek?
At ease, General. And goodbye.
Hell of a thing.
How do you even grasp? Unbelievable.
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You can take a seat.
What? You're going to thank her after what she just said?
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her.
Oh, it's just... I mean, my God.
Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this... we'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top-secret super-weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of Alpha and Beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off.
Orbital launch base. What is that? What did these people do? What did Elizabeth do? Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
All right, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes, there is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machine. Now, how am I gonna get down from here? Oh, this should be quite the ride. I'd do that again, if it weren't so much work to get back up there.
Alright, we're going to go do this bandit camp over here. And then a couple miscellaneous things, and then we'll wrap up, and then we'll stop the video not long after that. Override's working. Here we go again. Could be anything in the trees. They're sharp, Aloy.
Got someone over here. Doesn't look good.
No space. If they light that signal, it'll make a lot of noise.
They're under attack.
Shoot. No calling in reinforcements.
Gang up and fight! Get picked off!
Stay focused. We're getting.
Don't mind me.
I hope I never see a corrupted machine again. They give me nightmares.
There goes the secret. I wonder what she's thinking.
I'd have to leave something else behind. They're leaving. see them. They can't see you. Looks like I'm clear.
I need one more fetch room. 4.
Looks good. Save this for later. Tough, but I'm used to it.
so let's craft our. All right, so we have fish in there. Wood and a raccoon skin. Okay. Let's get this banner going here.
This'll last. Every vantage a story.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 6. I was fresh out of rehab when we saw the metallurgists play the Heart's Wayfarers. The M in Jersey looked pretty funny. Hopefully you're sorry.
So that is Mile High Stadium. Denver, Colorado. Any other advantages close by? Doesn't look Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to go to. Oh man, I've got quite a bit of ways to go. There's no campfires in here? I bet there is. Alright, let's go ahead and just head over here to this campfire. Let's see, it is 2:45. I need to leave here in about an hour. I might have time to stop this one and start the next video. Hell, let's not try to rush it. So from a storyline standpoint, I usually consider the Grave Hoard about halfway through the game. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's kind of what my mental thought is. We're actually a lot further than that because we've done a lot of exploration, and we can just really much stay on the path of the main storyline. In the last playthroughs I did when I made those other 25 videos. I think it was like video 16 or 17 was really that was kind of the stopping off point before the last mission, and I had like 7 or 8 videos that were just exploration, collecting, doing side quests, getting metal flowers, getting vantage points, stuff like that. But I think what we're going to do here is just I've already done quite a bit of that where I want to be. I think natural progression will probably be close to probably level 45, or we might be closer to 50 by the time the final mission occurs. So what's our mileage marker here?
You try to kill the Sun King.
1332.
What
Okay.
reason
We're gonna
to
need
also
to look
remain
at
for anything that they do?
Okay, so we're going to save the game here. So thank you for watching video number 14? Yeah, video number 14, The Grave Hoard. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in video number 15 to Curse the Darkness.